Looks like we found a lot of codex entries with that one. None of them primary. So we got 75 experience out of that. Looks like it's all aliens, non-console races here. Lots of stuff about the Quarians. Let's check out information on their economy. The migrant fleet has little economic base, operating in a state of perpetual hand-to-mouth. While Quarian ships include light manufacturing and assembly plants, they lack heavy industries such as refining and shipbuilding. The fleet has tankers for water purification and oxygen cracking, but the space-intensive nature of agricultural limits food production. A single disaster could destroy the fragile balance. The Quarians earn income in creative ways. Because the government is obliged to provide food, water, air, and medical support for every individual, the Conclave strategically determines the course of the fleet to bring in resources and income. A species who suspects the migrant fleet is heading towards their space often offers a gift of surplus starships, fuel, and resources to convince the Conclave to alter course. As the fleet passes through a system, swarms of mining vessels work over asteroids for metals and siliceous materials, and commentary bodies for water, ice, and organics. Quarian miners are adept at locating and strip mining spaceborne resources. This sparks conflict with corporations already working the system. Large mining concerns spend millions on lobbyists and public relations portraying the Quarians as locusts, devouring the resources of a system before moving on. The greatest asset of the Quarians is their rarefied skills. Most are experienced miners. Due to their life of perpetual salvage and repair, they are skilled engineers and technicians. More than once, the very corporations that lobby against the Quarians have made backroom deals with the fleet, arranging for skilled Quarians to fill space engineering jobs that other species would demand higher wages for. Quarians are widely hated among the working classes. The Quarians are coming to take our jobs as a common response to the fleet's approach. So, basically, the flotilla is floating China, and the Quarians are treated like Mexicans in America. Nice. Lots of racism going on in space. Due to the Quarians' precarious existence, I guess, if we're going with the UK, specifically Britain, we could also say instead of Mexicans, Poles, it's everywhere. Everywhere around the globe. No matter where we are, we can be in space, we can be on Earth, and there's still some kind of racism going on. What the hell, people? Get along. Due to the Quarians' precarious existence and the need to enforce strict rationing, government is somewhat autocratic. The migrant fleet's operations are directed by the Admiralty, a board of 5 military officers who are advised by a legislative body called the Conclave. Each vessel in the fleet has the right to send representatives to the Conclave aboard the flagship. The number of representatives is based on crew size. Larger clans with bigger ships and more votes form the core of the political blocs. Opposition comes from the Outriders coalition, with delegates from thousands of smaller ships. The Admiralty defers to the Conclave's decisions in most circumstances. However, if all 5 members agree that a Conclave decision jeopardizes the survival of the fleet and cannot get the Conclave to address their concerns, they have the right to summarily overturn the legislative decision. After the Admiralty uses this extraordinary power, they must resign. If the Admiralty does not step down after their veto, the rest of the military is obliged to arrest them. Each ship captain has authority over his vessel, but is advised by an elected civilian council, just as the Admiralty is advised by the Conclave. This relationship may range from cooperation to polite tolerance to outright hostility, but any captain who overrules his council with good reason is relieved of command by the Admiralty. Without good reason. Many Quarian ships are owned by clans who pool their resources to purchase used vessels from private sellers. Large ships are prestigious for big, rich clans, but a small ship means status for a small clan with enough personal wealth to afford a private vessel. Clan vessel captains are not subject to dismissal by the Admiralty. Abusive captains are a family problem if they do not disrupt the operations of the fleet. And finally, information on the migrant fleet. The migrant fleet is the largest concentration of starfaring vessels in the galaxy, sprawling across millions of kilometers. It can take days for the entire fleet to pass through a mass relay. When the Quarians fled their homeworld, the fleet was a motley aggregation of freighters, shuttles, industrial vessels, and the odd warship. After 3 centuries, all have been modified to support larger crews as comfortably as possible. As the Quarians achieved stability, they began weeding out the ships least suitable for the long-term habitation, selling them and pooling the money to buy larger and more space-worthy hulls. This process is ongoing as vessels wear out and break down. While some ships enjoy dedicated cabins with full privacy and sanitary facilities, many more are former freighters whose cargo bays and containers are pressurized and divided into family spaces using simple metal cubicle bulkheads. The Quarian enliven these austere spaces with colorful quilts and tapestries, which also help muffle sound. The day-to-day operations of the fleet, traffic control, station keeping, supply distribution, and so on, are under military jurisdiction. Though ship captains have the authority to deviate from their assigned positions and may leave the fleet at any time, they are assumed to do so at their own risk. As the migrant fleet moves around the galaxy, many ships split off to pursue individual goals, returning days or even years later. Alright, lots of information on the Quarians today. I think that's our entire crew there. Let's see here, that was Tally over there, we talked to Garrus, we talked to Rex, we talked to Ashley, and we talked to Caden. I think that's everyone. I can check the lockers. Tally, Rex, Garrus, Caden, Ashley. Yes, we have talked to everyone. I think, my friends, it is time. Time that we fly somewhere else. See a new planet. See new people. See new aliens. See new. Just stuff. Alright. Let's see here. This is not where I want to be. I want to go up one more floor. And then we shall fly. Like an eagle. Straight into the future. Is there anything going on in here, by the way? Ah, yes, there is. I saw that for a second. FTL Comlink. I suppose we have one more thing to look at. Technology. Specifically, communications. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay convoys that can daisy chain a transmission via lasers. Convoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The boys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual boy is connected to a partner on another boy in the network, forming a corridor of low mass space. Tight beam communication lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing virtually instantaneous communications to anywhere on the network. The networks connect across regions by communications lasers through the mass relays. With this system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or destination and the closest boy. So long as all parties remain within half a light second, or 150,000 kilometers of boys, seamless real-time communications are possible, since boys are maintained in all traveled areas. Most enjoy unlimited instant communication. Ships only suffer a communications lag when operating off established deep space routes around uninhabited outer system gas giants and other unsettled areas. During wartime, convoy networks are the first target of attack. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means ferrying information through high-speed courier ships and unmanned data drones. Did you know that there's actually an IP over carrier pigeon out there? Just in case the internet, for some reason, is attacked and goes down. Well, if it goes down, period, it doesn't have to be attacked. But the point is, there is literally a protocol for IP over carrier pigeon, which is basically tying a jump drive to one of their legs and having them fly somewhere. The fact that someone came up with that is just ridiculous. It really is. Look it up. It's a thing. It really is a thing. Oh, boy. Comboy. Looks like we got another codex entry here. Citadel and Galactic Government.
The Citadel space is an unofficial term referring to any region of space controlled by a species that acknowledges the authority of the Citadel Council. At first glance, it appears this territory encompasses most of the galaxy. In reality, however, less than 1% of the stars have been explored. Even Mass Effect FTL drive is slow relative to the volume of the galaxy. Empty space and systems without suitable drive discharge sites are barriers to exploration. Only the mass relays allow ships to jump hundreds of light years in an instant, the key to expanding across an otherwise impassable galaxy. Whenever a new relay is activated, the destination system is rapidly developed. From that hub, FTL drive is used to expand to nearby star clusters. The result is a number of densely developed clusters, thinly spread across the vast expanse of space, connected by the mass relay network.
It's really interesting to think about the fact that there's mass relays out there that are hundreds and hundreds of light years apart. And to really just kind of ponder, how did these mass relays get built by the precursors of our generation in this game? It's just really interesting to think about that thought. It's like, did they fly out there? Did it take 100 years to make one of those mass relays? Did they just send people in all different directions and then just make these mass relays and then join them up? Or did they actually have something that was even faster than light technology that they just had equipped into their ship and they didn't need this slingshot? Maybe they just slingshot it from one mass relay out into the middle of space and then built a mass relay out there and connected it to the first one? I don't know. How does it work? It's like a bridge in space, and it's a really cool idea. I enjoy the thought of how this game works. Anyway, let's check out what's going on the space map. Alright, Citadel. Supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation, and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards, and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. Total length is 44.7 kilometers, diameter is 12.8 kilometers, population is 13.2 million, almost as much as the flotillas, but not including the keepers. Gross weight is 7.11 billion metric tons. Alright, so now we can zoom out and we can just basically check out everything out here. We can see the sun. We can see nothing else. That's pretty much it, yeah. But if we zoom out even further from this widow over here, we can see even more stuff. Man, how far do we have to zoom out here? Because I'm not seeing shit so far. Alright, now we can see some stuff. I guess there's just nothing really in the Serpent Nebula over here. I was really expecting there to be more. So we can go to Novaria, we can go to Liara's dig site in Artemis Tau over here. We can go to the Attican Beta over here in Pharos. We've got tons and tons and tons of other places that we can possibly go to. Which places did we really want to go to based on all of our other stuff? So we do have to find Liara Ticiana right here. An Asari archaeologist famed for her knowledge of the Protheans, blah blah, all that kind of stuff. These are our main things, but we've got transmissions. We discovered a strange transmission discussing biotic commune. Well, on the whole it seems harmless, but we should find it. So this is in the Hawking Eta cluster. Let's go to the Hawking Eta cluster and find this commune. Seems like a interesting first thing to do for us. Let's do it. Alright, Hawking was somewhere over here. I saw it for a second. There it is. Alright, so we've got Sentry over here. Do we have anything else besides Sentry? Or is that the only thing in this entire galaxy? Well, solar system probably, but you know. Yes, let's travel to another system. See what we got going on over here. Fly it, Joker. Play it up like Goose. Light the fires, kick some tires, you know? That sort of thing.
Message coming in, Commander. Big surprise, the Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hawking Eta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.